Good morning, everybody. Today, we're going to talk about getting unstuck. Well, stuck being the state you're in when you have something you have to do, should be doing, even want to do, and you just can't. Just can't make yourself do it. You'd rather sit and read a book, stare at the wall, anything except do the thing, even if you want to do the thing. That's being stuck. And this talk's a bit odd. Normally, I just say things, but this time I actually have notes written down because this is a list of techniques. These are tools for getting unstuck. The very first one is do something. Doesn't matter what. Do something. Just be doing. Worry later about what you should be doing. It's a lot easier to change course than to get started from a stop. So just start doing something. Anything. Scratch your head because it's itchy. Pick up something and look at it. Just do something. Second thing is try to find something you can do that's productive just by showing up. For example, someone you haven't talked to in a while. Send them a little message. Hey, thinking of you. Do you want to chat for a minute? Get on the video with them and just sit there and smile. You don't actually have to do anything. You're supposed to, you're supposed to go for a walk every day. So get up and walk around the room a bit. Just there, just walking around the room, you're doing something. You're doing something productive. That leads to the third piece of advice. People say, well, do the first step. And I'm here to tell you, doing the first step is terrifying. Because we all know that doing the first step is the first step to doing the thing, and the thing is what you're stuck not doing. So don't do the first step of something big, especially because if you do try that, if you're like me, you'll fail, and then you'll feel incredibly embarrassed when you can't pick up your phone or find a pen or whatever it is. That just makes it worse. So don't do the first step of big things. Do small things. Complete things that are good for you or productive or give you dopamine. Things you can do and finish right now. Eat a snack. Drink a glass of water. Write down a good thing that happened to you today. Maybe even how you or your actions helped make it happen. Create a tiny bit of order. Don't clean your room. Don't start cleaning your room by picking something up. Pick up one thing. This piece of laundry hasn't been put away. Okay, I'll hang it up. I just made my room a little bit nicer. A little bit of dopamine. And I'm done now. I don't have to pick up another piece of laundry. This is not some way to trick your brain into picking up your room. Just pick up something and make it better. One little thing. You need to know something. You need to know the phone number of your doctor. Okay, so you hit Google, phone number, you put your doctor's name in. There it is. You're done. You've accomplished something. You now have that phone number. You're done. Give yourself a break. Pat yourself on the back. Good job. And don't go on to do the next step. You did something. That thing is done. Do something. Do something that doesn't require you to be brilliant or clever or on fire today. Just some little thing, and do a small thing that is good for you or just that feels good. If you can't do anything better, take a deep breath and smile, or, pick up a book and read a sentence. If it's a good book, you'll probably enjoy that sentence. You might even find you want to read a book right then or not, do something you like, but do something. And write down what you do. Look, I just did this thing. I just stretched and got a glass of water and drank it. And that's cool. Most of us have a friend we can count on to be there for us, no matter what. Send them a little message. Hey, I just drank a glass of water. Congratulate me. I don't know if you have a friend you can say that to, but if not, go get one. They're really, really helpful. It's really good to have friends who will respond with, hey, good job drinking that glass of water. Because I can't say we all of us who don't always have everything perfectly lined up, and those of you who do, well, you're very fortunate. But all of us who don't have days when we just can't get up and get a glass of water. And if we do, that's an accomplishment. And it's good to be rewarded for your accomplishments. It's good to be recognized for them. So do something. and tell someone about it that you can trust to be encouraging. The next option is do something wrong. Not do a thing that is a wrong thing to do, but do something and do it wrong, do it badly. If you have to write something and you just can't you're just stuck, you don't know how to do it, start typing. Start typing a complaint. I once had a friend who was getting job skills retraining from the VA. And he said, should I get a coding boot camp or a 4-year degree? I want to become a programmer. And I said, really, ideally, you get both. A boot camp for the practical skills, and so you can immediately start doing, internships and low-end jobs, and a 4-year degree because you need the depth of knowledge, and that's what will launch your career. And he said, could you write me a letter to give to the VA so I can convince them to do this? This is me. Well, first I said, sure I can. And then I went away. I didn't know the first thing about writing a letter like that. I sat there for days. I'd sit down in front of my computer, panic, freeze, start crying. What do? I don't know how to do this. I said I would. It's important to his life, and I cannot do it. So I started typing. Oh my God, I have no idea what I'm doing. These are the words I'm typing on my screen. I have no idea what I'm doing here. This is stupid. I cannot possibly write a letter arguing for this stuff. I don't even know where to start. What am I going to do? Just say it's important for career success that a student have both immediate access to practical skills and long-term access to a rich and full educational background. Like that's going to convince them. I need to explain the advantages. I ended up writing basically the entire thing, whining about how it was impossible. Then I deleted the first few paragraphs, all the other complaints, shuffled it around a bit, and sent it off. Well, long story short, the VA said yes, and he got boot camp and the 4-year degree. Because it turns out that arguing for something you really believe in is pretty much just talking about it. But I started by doing something wrong, by writing a whiny complaint about how it was an impossible task and I was doomed to fail. Because it's a lot easier to write something if you've told yourself, it's okay to write something badly. In fact, go out there and do it badly. It's a lot easier to edit something that's wrong than to create something that's right. I don't know how many of you are perfectionists. A lot of us are perfectionists. And perfectionism does not mean do everything perfectly. It means you sit there paralyzed with anxiety that you won't do it perfectly and get nothing done. Well, if you're a perfectionist and someone hands you something that's crap, it's really like, this is terrible. Look at all these things. We could fix it here and fix it here and fix it here. So if you're a perfectionist, write something you know is crap. Make sure there are lots of typos in it. Bad grammar. Me no like stupid type. Idea dumb. Shut up, Mickey is dumb. Bad person. Stupid idea. Write it because you're writing something. Then you can edit it. You can get rid of the typos. You can write, actually, these are really great ideas. You can do the thing. You can make what you write better, but write something. If nothing else, write a big complaint about how awful the situation is. Now you can't do the thing. The very worst outcome, you've vented your feelings and gotten them out of your head and onto paper. And that right there is something important and successful and good. Next kind of being stuck is being stuck doing something that isn't solving your problems, like playing a video game or reading what's I'm looking for? An irresponsible book, a book that doesn't bring you closer to your goals. What do you do when you're stuck like that? Well, the very first step is forgive yourself. You are clearly meeting some need you have. Why are you doing it? Because some part of you needs it. And your needs are valid, even, perhaps especially when they are unhelpful, inconvenient, or contrary to your long-term goals. They're still your needs. We call them needs rather than wants because they're things that you actually absolutely validly need in order to be a happy, successful, productive, alive person. I'm going to actually read a post from Tumblr. This is a second, if I can get it to open up, please. Here we go. This is from someone named Eldritch Bauble on Tumblr. You're just a mammal. Let yourself act like it. Your brain needs enrichment. Your body needs rest. You feel hunger and grow hair. You need to pack bond with other sentient beings so you don't become unsocialized and neurotic. You are biologically inclined to seek dopamine and become sick when chronically stressed. Hedonism is made up to place moral value on taking pleasure in sensory experiences. I am telling you that if you don't let yourself be a fucking mammal as you were made, you will suffer and go insane. No grind set, no diets, no trying to be above your drive for connection. Pursue what makes you feel good and practice radical rejection of the constructs meant to turn you into a machine. You're a mammal. I am so serious about the way people are taught to view themselves as separate from and above any other animal being, and separate from and above any other animal being the root cause of a lot of problems. You're not better than a beast. This mentality changed me overnight. I had this realization that all of the fumbling over self-love I did for years just needed this. Once I internalized that I'm just a creature, it got so much easier to take care of myself. I've started treating myself like I would a dog that's going to chew through the house when it's bored. I walk myself. I seek activities that make my brain feel less like depressed sludge. I ask my body what it needs. I rest. I enjoy rest. I don't see it as a waste or unproductive. I see it as allowing my body to do its job of working better. I lean into appreciating my natural features. I'm a hunk of flesh. I can be ugly. I can decide that ugly is appealing. I cannot care. Whatever. I started emphasizing little things that nourish my relationships, shelving distractions more so I can relish the time I have with loved ones. I specifically pursue pleasure, dopamine, not just quick hits from scrolling social media, but getting off my ass, engaging, cooking myself nice meals, and making fucking art, man. Things that make my spirit feel more alive than I have for years. I ask myself what it is I want rather than only doing what I'm supposed to be doing. It doesn't mean shirk every responsibility. It means recognizing that you are one of your fucking responsibilities. It's reordering. I realized I'm going to die happy or unhappy, and either way, I'm just as dead in a given amount of years. And I choose to die happy and fulfilled. Everything else can get fucked ad infinitum. Call me a hedonist. I'm saving my own life. That was from Eldritch Bauble on Tumblr. Eldritch Bauble, thank you. That was wonderful stuff. Remember, you're an animal. You are a mammal. You are a being in a body. So treat yourself like it. Take yourself for a walk. Listen to what your needs are. Maybe the reason you're stuck playing a video game is because you are so damn tired that doing anything productive just feels exhausting. But playing a video game is kind of odd, you're an automaton. You're clicking buttons here and there, clicking buttons here and there, clicking buttons in there, dopamine, clicking buttons here and there, dopamine, like that. You can do that even when you're exhausted. Whereas getting up and washing the dishes, if you really need sleep, doing that not only feels impossible, it's bad for you. So check in with yourself. What is the need this is meeting? And then meet that need for yourself. If you're that tired, lie down, close your eyes, just relax for a minute. You'll fall asleep. You'll feel good. If you don't fall asleep, you'll have a nice lie down rest. But remember, you're just a mammal. Second thing, and this is really, really interesting given the Stoicism talk today about how anger is the worst fuel. Do not, please, I beg of you, don't try to shame yourself into doing something worthwhile. It teaches unhealthy habits. It probably won't work. And even if it works, you're still someone who has been shamed. And you've done it to yourself. So just don't. Don't shame yourself. Would you shame a child into doing something? Would you kick a dog until it did what you wanted it to do? I hope not. You better not. Well, then don't kick yourself until you do what you're supposed to do. Realize that there's a reason you're not doing it, and find that unmet need, and then meet it for yourself. And one other very practical technique that I came up with recently, and which is why I'm able to give this talk right now, because I used this technique. Don't try to stop doing what you're stuck doing. Yes, and yourself. Think of something you can do that is aligned with your long-term goals or meets a commitment or whatever that you can do at the same time as what you're stuck on. I was stuck playing a video game because I was really scared about not having a talk. I was like, oh God, I don't have a talk. It's 1 a.m. This is last night, by the way, because I'd forgotten I had this talk. It's 1 a.m. I don't have a talk. I couldn't even get up and look at my computer to look at the notes I might have had for a talk I might have been going to give. I was sitting there playing a video game. Believe me, I know about this stuck thing from personal firsthand experience here. And I realized I can still keep hitting these buttons while I get up and walk over to my computer and sit down in front of it. So I did. Just walk over, sit in front of my computer, still playing my video game. Oh, I'm right here. I found myself just setting the game down because when I sit down in front of my computer, what do? I look at my computer, my other computer. This is my first computer. This is my other computer, And I sat down and I found myself with my mouse and keyboard in hand, because that's what I do at my computer. And I thought, well, I might as well go to Discord and look up the conversation I was having with Michelle. I vaguely remember talking with her about, oh, that's right, there was a church talk I was going to. All of these notes were there, just waiting for me, just sitting there, waiting to be turned into a talk. It was great. And I didn't do it by making myself put down the video game, by telling myself I was such a bad, lazy person. Why am I playing a video game at 1:30? And no, I put the video game down by, sure, I can play my video game and sit in front of my computer. I can play my video game and also look up and notice that Discord is already open. Yeah, didn't mean I was gonna. This was a way of tricking myself into doing it. This was just, I could do it at the same time. I didn't have to fight myself. By the way, you might ask what need I was meeting there with that video game play. I was meeting the need of not being that scared about not having a talk for you all. I'd said I'd give this talk, and then I forgot about it because I was busy making Valentine's Day plans. And I made great Valentine's Day plans, and then even reminded me that I had to give the talk this morning, and that induces a little bit of anxiety if you're a me. That was the need I was meeting. Well, there are other ways to meet that need. Like, Eva, please come sit here and give me a hug until I actually have a talk. That might have worked. Deep breathing. We'll get into some specific techniques later. But remember that you can always yes and yourself. If you are really stuck doing something, don't try to stop doing it. You're really stuck doing it. Just think of anything you can. Okay, I'm going to play my video game, and also I'm going to go for a walk. Why? Because going for a walk is healthy for me. So now I'm doing something healthy, and I'm playing my video game. Okay, what's healthy for me? Getting some oxytocin. Hey, Eva, can I snuggle with you while I play my video game? Then I'll feel better. Right? Yes, and yourself. Yes, I'm stuck, and also I can do this thing. Third thing, gather data. You're a mammal. You got some behaviors. Be a anthropologist, right? Be a you-apologist, right? Find out what's going on. Are you doing something? Are you stuck because you're drawn to doing that thing? Or are you stuck because it's a way of avoiding doing something else? Do you want a specific thing, or want to put away a specific thing? Or is this a general, I just don't have the physical energy to do it, or I just don't have the peace of mind to be creative right now, or whatever? One of the ways you can find out this question is, well, am I drawn to doing this thing? Well, am I drawn to doing other things like it? I'm playing a video game. How would I feel about playing a different video game? Yeah, sure, that would work. How about cleaning my room? Yeah, that would work. How about working on, oh God, no, I can't work on the talk. Turned out I was, avoiding doing a specific thing. So figure out, are you avoiding something? Or are you really, really interested in something? I'm reading this book. I don't want to put it down and read some other book. I don't want to play a video game. I don't want to go get some food. I want to read the book because it's fascinating. Okay, apparently I have an emotional need to feel something intense, or I have an intellectual need to be really curious and satisfy that curiosity. Right? Figure out which it is, because the techniques are different. Are you trying to detach from the thing you're stuck doing? Or are you trying to make it accessible to reach out for the thing you're supposed to be, or rather the thing you would choose to be doing if you weren't so damn stuck? Make notes. Record what you're feeling and what you do and what results you get. It's easy to forget things that worked or didn't work in the past. Being stuck is an anxiety issue. It's caused by anxiety. It causes anxiety. It is a vicious and self-reinforcing cycle of both. And anxiety inhibits both learning and memory. Anxiety does not accomplish what you want it to. Anxiety is not your helpful, happy friend. Anxiety is something you need to deal with. It's a feeling you're having. It's a valid feeling. It's real. Your emotions are real, and your emotions are not reality. But one thing that is reality is when you're feeling anxiety, you don't learn well and you don't remember well. Having notes is really important. I'm lucky that I remembered yes and yourself. I remembered it from months ago when I wrote these notes. Right, didn't I say something about yes anding yourself in that thing I was going to go look for in Discord? Yes, I did. So I got up and with my little video game in my hand, I got up and sat at my computer. Having read, if I'd had those notes in front of me, if I'd printed these out and stuck them somewhere, taped them to my wall. I could have just looked over and read them. I need to remember, note to self, actually print these out and stick them on the side of my computer. It'd be great. I get stuck a lot because, I have anxiety and ADD, and ADD and anxiety are a hell of a drug, man. It's hard to deal with these things sometimes, but learning tools helps. Lowering the bar to finding solutions helps. If all I have to do to find ways to get unstuck is turn my head and there's my list of ways to get unstuck, it's a tool I have right there. One thing I've learned, any video game I'm playing, look for the pause button. Learn where the pause button is. Practice pausing. Just pause and then start again. Why? Because what you practice comes more easily. Being able to pause a video game is really great. They're designed to keep you hooked. They're designed to give you little shots of dopamine. But knowing you can just hit pause and come right back to it when you want to makes things easier. So learn the things that work for you. That works for me. Might not work for you. Maybe you don't particularly like video games. Okay. So maybe bookmarks. You like to read, you get stuck in a book, and 2 hours later you realize you didn't do the dishes or make dinner, right? Practice. Take a bookmark. Put it in your book. Close the book, put it down. Pick it back up again. It's right where you left it. It's great. But learn what works for you and make notes about it. Write it down, because you'll need those notes the next time you're stuck from anxiety. You'll need to note, hey, smiling and stretching did not work for me. All it did was make me feel angry and embarrassed. Okay, don't do that one then. There are 1,000. There are 9 and 60 ways of constructing tribal lays, and every single one of them is right. Well, there are that many ways and a million more to get unstuck. Find out which ones work for you. Take your notes. Check your notes. Next one, check your trauma. Did you feel like this a lot as a kid? Or when something really bad happened to you before, a bad breakup, the death of a loved one, the loss of a job, a pet's death? Did you feel like this then? Are you having an emotional flashback? Your brain is mixing up this situation with that traumatic situation from the past, and your emotions are out of whack with the actual situation you're in right now. Great thing is there are some specific tools for dealing with emotional flashbacks. I'm going to mention them now because honestly, a lot of times when people are stuck, it's because they are overwhelmed. And one of the really overwhelming things is being stuck in an emotional flashback, being stuck feeling the feelings from the past because your brain thinks it looks like the present. So here are a couple of tools for getting your emotions unstuck from the past. One of them is called Back Then, But Now. Okay, and now. Back then, I really liked coffee in the morning, and now I really like tea in the morning. Don't try to find something that's relevant to the thing you're stressed about. In fact, find things that are deliberately completely irrelevant and trivial. Back then, my curtains were bluish colored, and now I don't have any curtains at all. Back then, I lived in Poughkeepsie, and now I live in Seattle. If you start trying to think about relevant things, back then I was living with my mom, and now I have actual safety and control in my life. All you'll do is hook yourself into negative emotions and make things worse. But there are lots of trivial differences, and every trivial difference you identify helps your brain go, oh, right, this isn't that situation. Back then I was 6'3", and now I'm 6'6". True facts. Back then, I had a cat who was black, and now I have a cat who is Siamese colored. Back then and now. Another really good one, the 5 senses. Name 5 things I can see, 4 things I can hear, 3 things I can touch, 2 things I can smell, 1 thing I can taste. Why? Well, because it's easy to see 5 things, and it would be really hard to taste 5 things normally, But why do we do that? Because it embodies us, it grounds us in the now, in the right now. I see a computer monitor, I see a pair of glasses, I see a retainer, I see a salt shaker, and I see a nail polish bottle flopped over on its side. I hear the fan in my computer, I hear a car go by outside. I don't hear my cat right now, but I was hearing her a little bit ago. Experience your now. Mindfulness, but be mindful is really not helpful. Pay attention to your senses. Another one is change your body posture. When we're scared, we hunch up, which makes our brain think we're scared and reduces the oxygen we have available, makes it harder to think clearly or easier to feel afraid. So just lean back. Find a comfy chair and sit in the comfy chair and relax. Take a deep breath like that. Change your body posture. Give your body what it needs to feel happy. Another classic thing, but it actually works, bite a pencil. I don't have a pencil handy. Take a pencil, put it like this, push it all the way back, and hold it in your teeth. What that does is it activates the same muscles as smiling. Someone says, well, smile and you'll feel better. This is true and also incredibly insulting and mean. Do not tell someone who's miserable, just smile, you'll feel better. That's not a helpful thing to tell people. It's hard to do it. Even if you succeed at doing it, you feel stupid and like you're doing something dumb and it's just awful. But biting a pencil, because research shows that it works, this is an empirically proven tool. This has been validated by research. Stick a pencil as far back as you can, bite down on it gently, and just sit there. Because when you smile, when you tighten the muscles used for smiling, your brain goes, oh, I've got the smile muscles activated. I must be happy. It's weird, but remember, we are beings living in bags of meat. We are not running on a computer. We are running on 3 pounds of Jell-O. It's hard to make 3 pounds of Jell-O run an entire sentience. It's tricky, all right? So lean into it. You're a mammal. You have a body. If your muscles act a certain way, your brain will make up that you feel that way. So find a way to activate the smile muscles that doesn't make you feel, oh, by the way, don't do this where someone can see you. You'll just feel embarrassed. Go off. Go to your room. Go to the bathroom. You have nothing else. You can use your fingers like that. Don't bite down hard. It'll hurt. But you activate those muscles. You don't need to worry. No one else can see you. You're just doing a thing to manage the meat sack. You're managing the monkey body you live in. There are also specific relaxation exercises. There are breathing exercises. Breathe in for a count of 4. Hold your breath with an open mouth and throat for a count of 4. Breathe out for a count of 4. And stay breathed out for a count of 4 with an open mouth and throat. And then again, breathe in. I count heartbeats for that. 4 heartbeats in, 4 heartbeats steady at the top, 4 heartbeats out, 4 heartbeats steady at the bottom. Works really well. Stretching. Just do that. You know, stretch, roll your neck, right? Stretch your arms. It feels good to stretch. If you haven't stretched for a while, you can turn off your video right now. Put your hands like this, push them out in front of you, and just stretch. And notice how your shoulders feel, the backs of your shoulders, your arms, even your hands. Our bodies like being stretched. Take a minute. Actually, seriously, just pause for a minute. Put your fingers like this, interlace them, push them out in front of you, and stretch. You can do that anytime you feel bad. It doesn't, not just when you're stuck, when you're sad, when you're lonely, when you're scared. Take a minute to just give your body something it likes. There are also sort of advanced techniques. There's something called progressive muscle relaxation, where you individually tense every muscle in your body, starting from your toes and going up to your head. And each one you tense it, and then you relax it. It's really relaxing. If you've got 15 minutes and you want to learn how to do progressive muscle relaxation, and then you have 15 minutes when you're stressed to sit and do it, go you. I usually don't, because there's not time. I'm too stressed to actually want to relax that much, but I can always stretch my arms. I can always stretch my neck. I can yawn. You got a body. You're living in it. Treat it like it's the thing you depend on, because it is. Give it what it needs. And the last thing about gathering data, think about perceptions versus thoughts versus feelings versus actions. What am I seeing or hearing? What am I thinking about it? How do I feel about that? What am I doing? What could I do? Look for patterns. I've learned I cannot do productive work after midnight. If it's midnight, no matter how important it is to get something done by morning, I can't. It's too late. I will not do it. I will not accomplish it after midnight. I may do a bad job of it halfway by staying up till 4 a.m. and ruining the next day. But there's a pattern for me. I cannot do useful work after midnight. Technique, strategy for that? Don't try. It's 1 a.m. Hey, boss, I didn't get that done today. I'll start again tomorrow morning, and go the fuck to sleep. Learn. Now, maybe that's not you. Maybe you're a real night owl and you can work. You're most productive from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Great. Note that down. And when it's 4 p.m. and you're tired and your brain is fried, you just don't want to think about work, stop. If you're lucky enough to have a job where the hours aren't locked in 9 to 5, just stop. Hey guys, I'm going to pick this up later this evening. And do the thing that works for you. Look at your thoughts. The words your thoughts are just the words in your head. They don't mean anything. They don't have, they have no moral weight. They don't affect the world. They're just words in your head. So look at them. Imagine you're someone else and you're looking at someone having those thoughts. Wow, I just had the thought, I cannot do this. I'm stuck and I'm going to fail. Well, what would I think of that if I saw someone if someone said to me, this is what I'm thinking, I'd think, it sounds like you're suffering from anxiety. Oh, I know what to do about anxiety. Or even, but I'm stuck in anxiety. I don't know what to do. Well, what would you do? You'd say, well, let me look up how to deal with anxiety. Let me ask a friend. If your thoughts are so overwhelming that you can't deal with them that way, ask your friends to say, I'm having thoughts that are overwhelming me. Can I tell them to you and have you look at them analytically and help me with them? Again, if you don't have a friend you can do this with, get one. And there are techniques for getting friends. If you don't have friends and you want friends and you don't know how, well, look it up or email me. Talk to someone on the Discord. Hey, I want friends and I don't know how to get them. There are ways to get friends. And everybody needs people they can turn to at times like that with needs like that. Look at what your body is doing. It's called interoception. What's going on internally? Does your tummy hurt? Do your arms feel tired and limp? Are your eyes burning? Eye drops can save your day. If your eyes are burning, you've been staring at the screen for 8 hours, you're just, great, lean back, put some eye drops in, blink for, oh my God, my eyes don't hurt now. It's so much better. We don't notice this. We tune out our bodies. So take a minute, look at your body. What are you feeling? And the last piece of this is solve what's solvable. There's a website. Do you feel like shit? There's a website, youfeellikeshit.com. All one word, youfeellikeshit.com. It's a decision tree. Are you thirsty? No? Okay, go on. Yes? Okay, drink a glass of water. Now you're not thirsty. Are you hungry? When did you last eat? If it's been more than 4 hours, go and get yourself a snack and eat that snack. Now you're not hungry. Okay? If you're still hungry, are you still hungry? Go eat something more. If not, when you're done being hungry, go to the next step. It is astonishing how many times what's actually wrong can be fixed by having someone else walk you through it. And a website is a great someone else, right? So youfeellikeshit.com. It's a great resource. Try it out. Next time you feel like shit, try out youfeellikeshit.com and just do what it says and see what happens. Reach out. This is good general advice. We are social animals. We are mammals. Reach out. Make a connection. But also, this is good specific advice. Reach out. Your friends know you. They are wise, and they probably aren't stuck at the same time you are. If they are, you can commiserate. And if they aren't, then they can take a minute and help you get unstuck. They can give you a verbal hug. Or if if they live next door, you walk next door, I need a hug. And your friends will hug you. Reach out. And reach out. This is good meta advice. If you observe that you aren't able to do some, all, any of the things on this list, your friends can help you with getting unstuck. Reach out. So take care of the meat sack. youfeellikeshit.com. Go there, do that. Reach out for other people. Reach out for connection. Fix the things that can be fixed. Things that can't be fixed, well, that's probably why you're stuck. And that's why I had this entire talk of things you can do when you're paralyzed by anxiety. But remember, you're not stuck because you're lazy or bad or stupid or foolish. You're stuck because you're scared about something. You're stuck because you neglected some need your body has. You're stuck because you haven't taken a break in 3 weeks and you're exhausted and you're so sick of working you want to die. There's a solution to that. Stop working for a bit. I know it sounds revolutionary, radical, but seriously, figure out what need isn't being met, what need you or needs you have that aren't being met. Meet those needs. Deal with the anxiety. Solve what can be solved. Write down what works and look it up for next time. When you're stuck, give yourself grace to be stuck, and then give yourself what you need to get unstuck. I really hope that at least one of you finds at least part of this useful someday. Good luck getting unstuck. And that's all I got.